Here we are at the floating city. Unfortunately, there's no city out there at the moment. There are a couple of beached corpses here, which, I don't know. If you loot the beached corpses, you get attacked by water elementals. I'll just kill them. They're not particularly hard or interesting. I don't know why they bothered, frankly. Well, they're not trivially easy, but they're anywhere close to hard. I guess they have knockdown. I guess I should probably use Foundation Stone, but I'm finding it hard to get. I haven't even cast Mirror Image, and they're barely injuring me. So. Oh. Yeah, maybe I would have been better off casting. This is why Foundation of Stone is important, because otherwise you end up in situations like this where you just get constantly knocked down and you can't do anything. Alright, so I'm going to cast Foundation of Stone as a quicken spell. When I get a chance. Hopefully I'll get a chance. Yeah, now I'm immune to knockdown, and we can just end this stupid fight. To a certain extent, I should use Suppress while fighting them, just because there were more elementals there. But my spirit energy is already at 98, so not much reason to. We'll talk to Fentemy here in a second. I just want to clear out the rest of the beach. There's another beached corpse over here, and not surprisingly, once again, you pick it up, or you loot the item, and it spawns more monsters. And oh look, Kalen died again. Big surprise. Fortunately, I still have, I'll deal with my inventory later, Foundation of Stone up. For variety, let's use a vitriolic sphere. Including some Telthor rats. Yeah, these are real hard enemies. Alright, well, I'll worry about the stuff on the ground in a second. There's one more pointless fight here, and I'm going to try to do it quickly. I have to rest anyways to get the plot to progress, so I'm not worried about wasting spells. In fact, I'm just going to waste spells. We get attacked by a bunch of beetles. Man, I'm just going to use Vampiric Feast on him and, you know, be done with it. The mound has some stuff. I'm gonna clean up all these remains, which are just essences off screen. Okay, now there's this guy Fentemy over here. Let's see what he has to say. He asks if you've come for the fishing. And using our wisdom, we can find that he's catching something other than the fish. And he more or less hints that something happens at night. And he says we'll meet again. Strange fellow. There's a fisherman's journal here, and the last he was talking about the last fisherman who was here, who apparently decided to get the heck out of Dodge because it was dangerous here. Anyway, we have to wait until nightfall, so I'm gonna use suppress and set up camp and rest. And now that it's nighttime, there is a shadow port. And we'll go through. Alright, we get a journal entry for an audience with the slumbering coven, who are apparently on the wrong side. And there's another guy named Fentamy here, but he's no fisherman. And apparently he's a Dao. He's essentially an Earth genie, and he wants to enslave an Earth elemental. And we can say we don't tolerate slavery and gain some influence with our companions. And what he wants you to do is vanquish the Earth Elemental so that it goes back to its home planet. And, sure, we'll do it. And, there's not much else to say about him. Just like the real world, there are a couple beached corpses here. I'm just going to cast some really basic buffs, i.e. just mirror image, just so I have something. And again, there are a bunch of Telthor rats. And in this particular case, we're not going to be resting again immediately, so I am actually going to use spells. And how do I want to do this? I'll cast a maximized Body of the Sun. Body of the Sun, by the way, is not a commonly used spell. It more or less just causes damage over time to anything standing near you. It's generally pretty useless because it affects your companions as well, and it doesn't do a lot of damage. But if you're just trying to be patiently and efficiently killing enemies, it's not bad. I mean, a maximized one is level 4, so instead of one ice storm, I'm getting, you know, that's not a huge amount of damage, but some damage. It's not quite like a melee attack, but as far as this character goes, it's about as efficient. I don't know why I bothered to pick up Flame Weapon. I think I just didn't have anything better to cast. Anyway, while we're waiting for that one to die, move on to the next beach corpse. Oh, I actually killed it with a physical attack. Imagine that. My super-powered staff here. And, there's I don't know, an imp of some sort. And he says to stay away from Count Crowroost Coffin. And, he more or less sees he's invincible, so we can ask about Count Crowroost is obviously a vampire. We'll have to figure out what to do with him, but we'll leave him alone for now. There's a couple more beached corpses over here. This one has some malignant water elementals. Are they cancerous? I don't know. Anyway, I'm just going to kill them off screen. They're not interesting. Going through all the loot we picked up from those chests and bodies and all that, most of it's garbage. These boots, the Sun Soul +4 I'm going to use. They're 1 dodge AC better than my Boots of Hardiness +3. And I have a Constitution bonus through Bear's Endurance, so I'm not losing that much by not having the +3 from the boots. And Oku recommends that you just carry the coffin back into the real world, where more or less we're just gonna bring it back out into the daylight. Unfortunately, this is one of those locks that can't be knocked and can't be broken. You actually have to pick it. And since I don't have Kaji in, I don't have any lock-picking skill, and I'm not going to use them, I'm going to have to do without it. It's kind of amusing to use Count Crowroost as, you know, out in the sunlight and watch him screaming, running away, but we'll just have to do without it. That's everything on the near shore here, Night Shore as it's called. And we'll wait for the next video to get started on the main city.